Hello and welcome to episode 6 of our Ostriv Alpha 4.5 Let's Play. It is January of 1726. We have 79 residents, and we're still heavily in debt. So, obviously we're going to try and fix that, as well as some of these other problems, like this family that is probably about to move out because they don't have any clothing. But we can't fix that until we have a successful hemp harvest. And there's currently some laying on the ground here, but where they're not going to have the time to actually go pick that up before it all disappears. So we're not going to have to worry about that. We can, however, do some small fixes that will get stuff more or less good to go here. First of all, we can't build a salt works until we have any stone. And of course the salt works is going to be necessary to make salt, which is required for tanning and other things as well. So first thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and build ourselves a stone mining camp on this island here. Of course, after this bridge is complete, won't be able to actually start until there, but I did want to put that in there to begin with. Another thing we can do is go around to all of our production buildings, as someone suggested in the comments of a previous video. Lower our laborer limits, just because, you know, stuff takes a lot of time. And people don't have the ability to go everywhere, at least not when we have such a small population. So for a lot of these things, we will be lowering the amount of laborers, except the farm. Farm is going to stay where it's at. And of course, there's no laborers for the slaughterhouse. And there's other things we need to do as well, like we need to get a granary going so we can sell our wares, or people can sell their wares to the city, and the city can sell at the market stall. We are going to need to relocate these hay dryers, so we'll go ahead and get rid of those. And before we forget and have a mass animal die off, ask me how I know. It's happened several times to me. We are going to go ahead and just place a couple of these in various locations, just so we have those ready to go. So we can go ahead and queue up a granary in the trade and transport window. I'm going to go ahead and put one of these in this general area. If I can get it to actually sit in a spot without being angry. Come on, put that right there. Move it in front of the stoneworks, or saltworks rather. So that will be a huge help for everything here. Don't have any laborers for the forestry. Can go ahead and get that down to 4. Smithing, go ahead and get that down to 4, so we don't have so many positions open here. Another thing we're going to need to do is more houses. I want to put another layer of houses, if you will, here, following this curve, so no better time like the present, right? I don't think we're going to be able to fit one here the way I want, so we're going to just go ahead and skip down here. Try to leave a little bit of space in between. We'll just be following this curve ever so slightly here. And we'll probably need to put another well or two down here while we have the ability to choose where stuff goes this early in the game. Go ahead and pop that there. And come around the corner here. Put that guy there. I think we can squeeze one more like that. And then we'll actually leave space here to get through. And we'll put a house here. Then we can put another house here. Actually, that might be a little too close. So we can actually get rid of these two. That should be okay. Go ahead and put in... I didn't get rid of this one, did I? Why is that still showing up? Okay. Let's go ahead and put a... Well, there's already a well here. So we could put one more right here. Once these houses are built, I'm probably going to come back and put a fence line around the back of here just to create a little bit of visual interest. And now they're waiting on nails. And they're just slow making nails, that's okay. We do have some hay stored up. Should be enough for the next season. Or these get utilized here. We do have some grave plots available. I think we might want to go ahead while we have a free moment I'll just go ahead and copy this in case I mess that up. We'll go ahead and expand our graveyard right here just a little bit. We'll build a bigger one at a later date. I did want to go ahead and claim this space for that just so we don't forget about it. It's probably in the next couple of years going to get to the point where some of the older residents will die and where we're going to want them to have a place to be buried. And there's all sorts of stuff we could be adding and overloading the construction, if you will. But we will we'll let this go for a little bit. It's going to take them a couple minutes to get caught up to speed here. Of course, they have all the nails, so now this bridge should be completed momentarily as soon as we get a construction worker that will come by and just finish the last little bit here. New family settling. Yep, that family with the clothing problem moved out, and they brought a 29-year-old child with them, the new people did. So, I don't know if children can work a job if they don't have their own house, which is... Oh no, he's a laborer, so that's fine. Wooden bridge is done. Now they can focus on building the stone mining camp. Then we can let them build some houses. So stuff is looking pretty good. While they're doing that, we can go around and place some benches. As someone suggested in the comments of a previous video, placing benches down, especially near places where people will work, is a great way to try and reduce the time people spend taking rest. So, of course, why not go ahead and do that around here just a little bit. Let's put a few here and there. Why not right here? Kind of up against here, if I can get the rotation correct. Just put a couple more. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. And a lot of this probably won't be, but that's pretty close. And we have a messenger. What are they offering? Chickens we already have. Hemp. I could be buying stuff. We just don't have the funds. We probably should mess with the economic settings as well. I will go ahead and, because hemp is so cheap, I'll just go ahead and buy a bunch. Metal parts, we still have plenty. Textile is a lot more expensive, so we won't be buying that. But while we have the chance to wait a little bit, let's go ahead and adjust our settings here. We've got land tax we can go ahead and implement. Rent we can increase. Wealth tax seems to be doing good because there's nobody over 100 wealth quite yet. When we build this granary, we will have a lot of households that will get a lot of money really quickly because they don't have any more excuse to hoard so many resources here. They can sell it back to us to resell to the rest of the populace. So, and of course, as soon as this stone mining camp is done, momentarily we'll order some carts and they'll get to work getting some of the stone mined. And go ahead and fully hire this one. Just turn the laborers down to 4 because we really don't need that many laborers. Now they're going to build the granary. We can go ahead and make sure we don't have too many people working places. It's like this weaver's workshop, they're not going to be able to do anything. I'm going to go ahead and hire another person at the trading post because if there's nobody here, then nobody will be able to unload anything, which is annoying. If they're both taking rest, then the trade deal will be terminated and people will get very angry. Okay, so this guy's taking rest, but we do still have this guy here. So now that can actually be unloaded, and we'll get our hemp, and we'll be able to do other stuff as well, which is good news because this guy's taking rest, and hopefully by the time the next trade cart comes in, he'll be back. But I don't think there's that much left. We do have this granary here that is just about done. As soon as that is taken care of, we can go ahead and start purchasing goods from the townspeople. Right here, as the snow begins to melt, go ahead and have this supplied everything. Just go ahead and check that. We're going to add everything that is possible for people to produce in their gardens. And then I believe we should probably also add potato and buckwheat and all that stuff. that we're growing on the farm. We'll give all of these, buy from local producers. Go ahead and start with 2,000 apiece is a good starting point. And then the potato and the buckwheat at the end will probably have 4,000 apiece. If I can get away with 5,000, I will, because we have a lot of it stored up in the farm, and it's going to start causing us problems if we don't have space to put things. So we'll go ahead and hire one person here. Just make that a woman just by default. Okay, we got Marifas here again. They just came here. I don't know why they're back. But we don't need to buy anything from them at this exact moment in time. So we're looking, okay, so this year we have potatoes, we got wheat, we got more wheat, and this should be, yes, this is flax. So as long as everything can get planted, then I think we're going to be in good shape. So hopefully we can get people to work here on the farm. We don't need 5 guys working in the forestry, so we can go ahead and take care of that. We don't need 3 in the carpentry. And for planting season, we can go down to a couple of builders. So we will see how long it takes people to plant everything. It's very important that we have all this planted this year. So I'm willing to forgo some of this stuff. We do need them to get some stone out of the way. Now this should fully, well, more or less fully staff our farm. Already sowing. As we get all of this sown by the end of April, I think we're probably going to be in pretty good shape. We do have till the end of May. Thankfully, that's not a problem yet. We have extra sheep we probably could slaughter. We will need to make sure when the saltworks eventually gets built that we will have that supplied appropriately, and hopefully they will be stocking the hay dryers as well, because our hay barracks are very low. Of course, during the year, the cows and the sheep will not consume hay because they're in the pastures and everything. So it will be pretty important that we have our hay dryers filled up. That won't happen until later on in the summer. See, look at this. Just a couple minutes have gone by. We already have all these resources being purchased by the town to resell, and that is reflected in our balance sheet here. Spent almost 1,000 coins on things for local sale, but we're going to make that back because we have a 30% markup on stuff. Well, I guess technically the math would probably work out more close to like 35 because we're only buying it for 90% and selling it for 120. I don't know. I took music major math 10 years ago, so don't ask me math questions. And it's something like that. All right, so we have the granary set up. We've got houses in the queue. We have a saltworks eventually getting built. And we have the stone mining camp going. So I think really all we need to do now is just kind of wait for some of these houses to get built and think about how we might want to decorate the town a little bit more. These trees are growing in quite nicely right here, right next to the house. That's going to be a nightmare for them to maintain. I think we can go ahead and possibly, do we have any sunflower? Yes, we do. We can also add an oil workshop to, actually, let me get the grid back for this just because we can. Go ahead and add an oil workshop right up here. So we have the ability to do our oil as well. That won't get built for quite some time, but we'll do that. We can actually go ahead and move this archway back here and make this whole thing its own farming complex. As we have a cow shed, we're going to have a slaughterhouse for the cows. We'll have an oil workshop to make oil out of the sunflowers we grow. We have the farm itself, and we have a farmhouse, quote unquote, as well as a well. Yeah, that's a mouthful. And then we have some hay barracks that will eventually be populated once it is a mowing season. So yeah, lots to be happy about here. This has been filled from a marriage, which is it's okay. Would have preferred people coming in from immigration, but you can't always get what you want, right? I think we can, though, for the time being, go ahead and start building some fences around here. Mainly to keep people from cutting through here. Just because we have the ability to. Just follow a gentle curve here. This, of course, is a well, so we'll leave that open. I think that's kind of nice with the little curve there. And while we're waiting for stuff to get built, we can go ahead and plant some lovely cottonwood trees here. I really like the cottonwood trees. I think they are great for creating visual separation in places. Let's see what these people have. No, same stuff as always. All right, we don't need to worry about that. But the cottonwood trees are great for creating visual separation because they're very tall and very thin. They kind of draw the eye. So I think these will be a wonderful addition to this area. Just kind of enhance the appeal of this part of the map. We'll probably put something here eventually. Or maybe not. Maybe just some more trees and bushes and maybe a couple benches. Create a nice little green space area. But for the time being, this will improve the appearance of this area just a little bit. Alright, so this here. Just a few more trees. And we can probably rehire our builders, actually, now that I think about it. We'll do that as soon as these trees are all finished here. So we have a lot of buildings that need to get built, and it's going to take a while if we don't have all of our builders here. Put these last few trees in place. As close as I can here. And the last one comes out just about perfect right there. So that'll be quite nice once those are all planted and done. We'll go ahead and rehire our builders. That should take care of most of the men working here. Stone is being mined. We need another 1,800, so we can actually open that back up as well. And of course, the more we build, the more people will be able to assist with our different things. Yeah, see, this is why I built this, so you don't have people just cutting through straight lines like this. You want to try and promote walking around more natural paths, even though I guess technically the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. That's not very pleasing to look at all the time. So, yeah, should be okay. We don't need 3 people working the smithy, come on. So I think we're in pretty good shape, and we've got beef and mutton, so I guess we are slaughtering sheep that are a little too old. This is another marriage here. Kind of wish we'd get some more immigration, but I guess if they have to move out and get married, then want to be able to make them able to do just that. We have 4 more houses over here. So that probably won't get us over 100 residents, but we will, we'll see. We will see. Everything seems to be growing pretty nicely here. We've got quite a bit of stuff in development here. Lots of good stuff. And they are mowing. They're putting some hay on the hay dryers. So I think probably in the interest of future-proofing, I'm going to put a couple more hay dryers out. I won't keep all these forever, but it is very important to have hay actually stocked up in case you need it. So they still have some time to be mowing some as well. So they'll take care of that as the situation warrants. Our construction is not going super fast, but we do have a fully staffed construction crew. Seems like things are going relatively well. Can watch the latest construction. It's always fun. It's always fun to watch. Some sort of calming presence around the whole construction thing. And it brings you more people, which is, you know, always a good idea. If we're going to get to the place where the previous town was before the next major update comes out, we're going to have a lot of stuff to do. And I don't know when the next update's coming out. Hopefully it comes out soon, but also hopefully it doesn't come out right now because I'm enjoying playing from the beginning again without having the stress of new features I don't understand. So this should be occupied relatively soon. The fact that it's not already occupied means there's probably not any new families here. Or new people that need to be married. We'll take care of that. Now people are cutting behind here, which I would like to avoid, so we'll go ahead and cap this off with another fence just right like that. And that will force people to go down this little thoroughfare here. We have Drakashi is here, and they've got some salt, which we need to start our tanning process. So we will go ahead and buy a little bit of salt, not 5,000. We'll go ahead and buy a little bit of salt just because we can. We'll sell them charcoal because we can. And hopefully pretty soon we'll be able to have everything else taken care of and squared away. I guess we're not mowing anything else. We're going to need more hay, that's for sure. We're definitely going to need more hay, so I guess we should probably, well, we can increase the wage. I know this is probably not technically the correct way to do it, but I do want to try and get people to do the mowing before it is harvest season, because that's not going to go well. In fact, we can go ahead and get rid of some of these builders and try to get them to mow, because we need it. I think mowing season ends after July or August, so you need to get a little bit more done here. Yeah. I love how they just like reach under the ground and then this ball just grows. So once that is all completely full, we will rehire the builders, because we really just need to make sure we have hay so our animals don't die during the winter. That would be extremely bad. So that'll take some time. We should be okay. Could probably rehire a builder or two. But it is full-on harvest season now, so they're getting to work. They've got their work cut out for them, but starting in August they should be fine. As long as we have room in the farm to do all that stuff, and it looks like we should. Yeah, we've got room because we have our granary that is already being stocked. We're already full up on cucumbers, which is very interesting. I didn't think that would be the first thing to go there, but that's what it is. Yeah, go ahead and get some more hay stacked up here. Kind of wish there was a animation of them using their scythe or whatever that thing's called to get the tall grass mown down. But no, I won't complain. The game's in alpha still. We have plenty of time for little detail things like that. I think I'd rather have mechanics fleshed out first. But it's just little stuff like that that makes something just fully complete and unique and really fun to watch. Yeah, so I think we're probably pretty good. I'd like to get this hay barrack fully stocked up. Maybe a couple others as well, so that should be enough. And I think the mowing season's just about done anyway. So that was a successful thing right there. We've got all these trees planted. They should grow up in a couple of years and create a nice little barrier here. We might fill it in with some bushes if I feel like it later. And the houses are being constructed. I was hoping we could get the saltworks done by the end of today's episode, but I don't think we're going to quite get there. Okay, so now there's sheep hides here. That's good news. Waiting on water, so I guess we're going to have the cow hides are tanning till February, and then once this is fully stocked up, then we'll have some sheepskin as well to go with all of our broadcloth that is stored up in the tailor's workshop. So I think, yeah, we've got bark. We just have to have people available to do it. Everyone is working at the farm, which is where they should be working until we have everything harvested. Things will probably be a little bumpy on the harvesting front until we have more than 100 people, because then we won't have to reallocate labor every so often, you know. We're doing well with our stone. So I think once we get 2,800 of that, we can get rid of a couple people in the stone mining camp. Maybe even just go down to one, because we're not going to need limestone for quite a while, because we do have some lime stocked up here, as well as... Oh, did we already go through all that? I guess we did. Well, maybe we'll have to get into lime kilns and lime works and everything sooner rather than later. I'm trying to get the economy going a little better relatively soon. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we just had a new family. We have 3 kids. Fantastic. And a grandparent. So that'll be a nice boon to our burgeoning economy here. We've got 2 more houses left, so we might actually get to 100 people, which would be quite nice. And our hay barracks are full, which is great news. We have some on the hay dryers themselves, which is also good news. Got 2 here. We probably could put another one up here, but I think for now it's probably just fine like this. They will take it off of the hay dryer and put it in the hay barracks as these are emptied out. But I think we're in pretty good shape. And it being the end of September and they're already harvesting the 4th field is very good news. Can't ask for too much more than that. Drakachi is here again. We'll sell more charcoal, though they don't want to buy too much, I don't think. We could buy sallow. I don't think we need to. No one's complaining about food variety yet, unless I turned that setting off. No, it's on. We just don't have any problems, which is fantastic, because we used to have a ton of people complaining about just about everything. So stone mining is going well. Saltworks is still a little bit far behind, but we've got... Now that most of this is harvested, we probably could hire a couple more builders. I think we're paying them slightly more to work at the farm anyway, so if they want to work at the farm, that's fine, but we can speed up our construction if people want to do that job instead. Would like to have these other 2 houses built if at all possible. We have our 12 little grave plots here. Probably should put up a little fence here. Stop people from walking through things. So why don't we actually do that? Let's go right to the back here. That's actually not far enough. Go ahead and get rid of that. I guess I didn't judge distance appropriately here. Try starting from the other side. See, a lot of this is just trial and error. Yeah, that'll work. Go right here. Okay, not perfect, but it will work. Then we'll bring this right to the point where it changes to 4 segments. And click. And we'll do the same thing on this other side here. If I can manage to, drag stuff correctly here. Sometimes I'm challenged with manipulating the keyboard. Okay. Done. Okay. So again, that's not quite perfect, but it's looking pretty good. This house is done, and that's another marriage, so not great news on the race to 100 front. But I'll take it, Just have one more house to build in this batch. We have fully harvested the field. We are gathering the rest of the remnants there. And I guess we have all of our flax, and we have linseed as well. So this should be going to our weaver's workshop to make textile. And then we'll be able to make some regular clothes as soon as this season opens up in December. I guess we could we? No, we'll just leave that alone. That can be a problem for the next episode. We do have 500 cow hides and 500 sheepskin tanning. Should be available for creating clothing and shoes, which is not something we've gotten into quite yet. But now we have a fully staffed construction again, so this should go relatively quickly here. Watch them build for a brief moment. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later, because I would like to get some other stuff done before snow starts falling. But we can go ahead and, well, I'm going to turn off these problems because I don't want them in the screenshot, but go ahead and take a lovely screenshot of this area here for our next episode, what do you call it? Title card, I guess. So we'll go with maybe right about here. Yeah, that looks good to me. So that'll be the thumbnail for the episode. They're just about done with this house, which is good news, because then they can get started on that saltworks. And maybe we can get that done for the end of today's episode. I think lots and lots of good stuff happening today. We've got a pretty good amount of stuff done, and I like the position of where the town is positioned for the future. we're just about at the point where I'd feel comfortable live streaming instead of giving daily video updates. No jobs available. You gotta be kidding me. There's jobs everywhere. Got all sorts of jobs. Got great jobs. Well, now we can build a saltworks. If they don't want to work, that's on them. Well, they'll be hiring these things in a little bit anyway, so I think they'll just move in there. So now we just need all of the stone supplied. It looks like that is just about done. Unloading all of the nails and everything. And here comes snow. They're just about to have all the resources, and then we'll have all these builders come in. See if they can build most of this before the end of the year. I doubt it at this point. Of course, while they are supplying this stuff while we're waiting, this is a good time to remind you, of course, that I do live stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/jcthebeard, playing Ostriv and other things as well. So hopefully in the next couple of days, I know I've been saying that for a couple days now, but hopefully this week, I have a nice Ostriv stream where we do lots of town building. So make sure you follow me over there so you don't miss out. And thank you very, very much for joining me on this second go around of playing Ostriv. It's a whole lot of fun, even though it's annoying to lose a save file. It's fun to start over and experience the beginning of the game again. So we will take full advantage of that opportunity and have all sorts of fun new stuff getting built and included in the town. And I like the way this is shaping up already. It's looking quite nice, if I say so myself. This is not going to be done by the end of the episode, but let's see what Derkachi has here. We'll sell them some more charcoal as we are able to do. And go ahead and buy 500 more salt because it's going to be a while before we have any actual salt come out of the salt works. We have iron. We have plenty of that. I think we're in pretty good shape. So yeah, this is, I guess, going to be the backdrop to the end of the episode is just watching the saltworks getting constructed. But that will be the first thing we do in episode 7, which will be coming out tomorrow, if all goes according to plan. So enjoy the last little bit of building of this, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.